Hey everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and start just to kind of give you guys a brief rundown. So it's cool. Hey, Arliss is coming on. Hey Arliss, what's going on? Let me try to get you on. There you go. Hey, can you do you want to talk? So we can run through this your deal? Because it's hard for me to do it from just typing in the chat. I don't know if do you have a microphone? Okay, if you want to type the deals into that chat, I'll try putting it into the AI. So everybody, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go through and run through the AI stuff. We've had seven of our 177 associates subscribe to the GPT. I'm gonna explain that because I don't think I really have explained it real quick. So let me go ahead and check in with with the AI itself. Um, so we are live. So tonight we're gonna real quick, yeah, queue up the mm, real quick, and then Arlos, I can put your deal in. Oh, let me go through real quick on the introduction. So the GPT-4 Plus plan breakdown, we have a personal plan. So keep in mind that this is outside it. In order to access this, we built this obviously in GPT. And so they have two plans, and you do have to subscribe. Obviously, associates, you're all in, you're paid for life. They have two options. They have one option for the $20 a month plan, which is the personal plan. I'm actually upgrading to the business plan on August 9th because you'll get access to the GPT-4 tools. One user. The prompt assistant works fine, so you don't need anything else. It's ideal for solo operators. So you really can, you just use the personal plan if you have one operator. Now I'm obviously upgrading to the business plan because I'll have two users. Plus, I can get additional users for $5 a month, just so you're on right now. So good, good timing because you'll be on this business plan with me and August 9th, so you'll be able to fully access our business, our GPT account. So on August 9th, I'll be going to that $25 a month. If you have the business plan, you also get a lot of security and team data sharing, and you can get a minimum of two users, and then each additional user is $5 a month. So in order to upgrade, in order to get on to access because you can't access our resources, you can't access RCIC without having access to the prompt assistant, which you get through this either the personal or the business subscription. Um, so this is actually the link. Like I said, we've had seven. Let me get Jesse on real quick. We've had seven of our associates have actually upgraded and joined and got their GPT subscriptions. Like I said, I'll be going to the business plan in August. But Jesse, you'll have to sit there and I'll have to train you and get you access because you'll have full access to our business GPT account.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just $5 more a month, and then I'll add a couple more people. I'll add two or three more people that we trust that, $5 more a month.
Sure.
So yeah, so the first thing is that people want to they want to require it, they got to join to get the prompt bar, the RCIC memory, and all the vault tools. So you got to get to the GPT-4 Plus and then activate the tier 4 accesses. There is an activation playbook that's in the files tab in the Facebook group. So the RCIC tier 4 or lifetime access with the PayPal link is also Patreon. Then I give everybody, you get access in the Patreon. You get it once you join. It's actually in one of the folders in the tier 4, or you can get it as an associate. If you're already an associate, it's already in the files tab. You can just get it And then basically, if you have that link, it already has my authorization for you to get access. So you just got to go ahead and sign up for the GPT-4 plan that you want, the $20 or the 25. If you have a couple people, like you have a couple business partners, I mean, it might be good to get the business plan. The business plan is also gives a few extra security, like people can't access your workflow. Like they won't be able to access anything that I build for you for anybody because there's the security features. Then you got the downloading bundle. And so you'll have the first prompt guide, the GPT memory trigger, and all the deal engine intake forms. You'll have access to all that once you activate. And then you can paste this, run the first prompt. So you want to copy and paste. A lot of this stuff is copy and paste. If you copy this and you come down here to where it says ask anything and paste it, it's going to say, I just joined RCIC and upgraded to GPT-4. Show me how to start using it step by step. It's going to show you. It's very simple. You can make mistakes in this. You can put in just a generic, I don't know, prompt, and basically from the generic prompt, it'll actually give you the corrected prompt or its suggested prompt and the use of it. Hey Willie, what's up? Good, Willie unmuted. Um, so yeah, we'll get that. So that's pretty much how that goes. Um, So we'll do a quick. We're gonna try not to do a lot of visuals tonight because you guys know those visuals have some issues sometimes. Some people are coming on, so give me 1 second because I don't want to get too far when I got people joining. I want to make sure that everybody kind of gets off to a good start. Bill Danagelis. Hey Bill, what's up? How are you? Oh, for some reason there you are. Hey Bill, what's going on? Hey Bill, what's going on? How's California? Cool. We'll be ready when you. Hey, I'm just going over the AI stuff, and then I'll go back over the beginning part of it. So once everybody's onboarded, and you got your own GPT. So like I said, you do need to get the GPT account. That's something I can't control, but it does give us a lot of security, obviously. And then you have full access to everything I've built, which almost 500 hours has gone into this. So it does give you the two choices of the personal and the business. And I know Willie, you just got the personal account. So later on, like if you start getting really busy, like I said, I'm upgrading to the business account from the $20 to $25. It's only $5. There's a lot more there's a lot more features on the business as far as like here's the business plan. So you can have multiple users, shared workspace, prompt history, all the team data sharing and all that. It's great for partners, VAs, or team training. So eventually if you have people working with you or partners or something, and then you can get additional people for $5 a month. So I'm just kind of telling everybody I have to upgrade because it's a I'm obviously doing a business. You can for sole proprietors, sole people, sole operators, they just recommend the personal plan. But the personal plan doesn't give you some of the security features, so people can actually they can train off of using your stuff. And the other good thing is when you do the business plan, you also get Sora, which I'm not really gonna. I'll go into just a little bit. Sora right now, you're able to do 30 seconds of about 4K video. You cannot use Sora with the right now with the personal plan. With the business plan, eventually that'll go up to 1 to 2 minutes, maybe even as much as 3 minutes. So imagine being able to do like a quick like listing video or something in 4K. It's pretty sweet. So that's a great tool. So once you get in there and you get your BuyBox builder, it's after you onboard. Then you basically it's going to customize your ideal location, property types, what your price range and condition. If you're a lender, the same thing. What do you lend on? Who do you lend to? How do they qualify? What your terms are? You put all this stuff in there. It'll actually help you. It'll walk you through there and you become embedded. Meaning, like right now, we have a couple of people that are embedded. So if you need the EMD, Jay Holder will come up with his EMD Easy. He'll also come up with Finish Line TC services. So when everybody starts embedding, people come in and start joining and doing this buy box. All these buy boxes are in here. So imagine now we get 50, 100, 500, 1,000 people in here. They're like, who does what's in this city? You got to go, and you always need to go city, state, and zip code. Make sure you get the zip code. That's most importantly is to get the zip code of where you're doing business. If you're doing business nationally, you can put national, but put the primary zip codes. I'll go into counties in a minute and show you what we're doing to get all the counties in. We're going to put all 3,144 counties in the system. That is actually working right now. It'll give me an update tonight on I just made a few changes today to try to get some more information. So it'll generate AI readable buy box. It basically scores your leads automatically in the deal engine. So if you're a wholesaler, it's gonna give you a score. If you're a lender or a wholesaler and you're doing a lot of deals, it's gonna give them a score. Like, are these people really in the system? Are these real deals? It's gonna give them a score. So think about how powerful that is. You see somebody with an it's the highest scores are gonna be the 80 to the 100 range, and they're gonna get a points. So the more points that people have, if you got like 5 people and somebody's got like 2,000, somebody's got like 1,500, the next person down has 600. Well, who are the 2 people you ideally want to work with? It's going to give them a credibility. They can put their heads and they can put their documentation and put, the deals that they're working on, the system will already know about it. So it can actually track all that stuff without people being able to see all your information, which is great. So it gives you some security and you're able to still promote your experience and your success. There's a lot of markets. I'll get Troy on. He's coming on right now. We might get a few people late. So I'll be doing these guys Mondays and Wednesdays. The same link works both Mondays and Wednesdays. The link on Thursdays, the associates one, nobody needs to register for an associate. The reason I do the Mondays and Wednesdays is because we could have people that I don't know, and I want to make sure that we have we're not giving away we're not giving access or stuff like that. So hey Troy, what's up? Just kind of going through the system a little bit. I'll catch you up. I'll catch people up at the end. I'll do a recap. We haven't missed too much. So you want to put your markets in, make sure, like I said, your zip code's most important, your asset type, what your ARV range and price targets. If you're looking at $300,000 as your max ARV, you can put that in there. And then when people start sharing deals and go, who can flip this house or who can do a rental property or who does assisted living in San Antonio? Well, you might be doing assisted living in San Antonio. It's going to pull you up. That's what we talk about embedding. So that gives you that basically puts this is going to connect a lot of people. And the more people we have, the better. And you guys are all associates that are on right now. So I'll kind of give you what at the end, I'll kind of give you what people outside of the group are going to pay and then how that's going to translate into revenue sharing. Everybody gets revenue sharing. So you can put all your repair thresholds, all your strategy flags. If you want to do, if you're into creative, like you're into subject to and or anything really creative, you can put that strategy in. We can do a real or sample county. Let's do real quick. And then output. This is input based to get output. The input you put in is what generates the output. This is user based. So if I was going to do another platform like I've been talking about in the spring, it would be static, meaning that it's basically built. It can't change. This evolves every time somebody puts there's 6 people or 7 people on right now. If all of you put inputs in right now, like Bill puts it in, Jesse puts his in, Troy, you put input, you guys are all putting input in, and you're not all on the same system at the same time. You're on the prompt system, but you're on yours. You're putting the input in. That is actually making it stronger. So you think about if you guys go in here every day, we got 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, whatever, every day. That input is actually becoming intelligence. It's actually helping everybody collectively. It's getting more accurate. It's getting the numbers in. You're doing searches. It's going to get a lot more. It's going to get really accurate. We're teaching and training the AI. So this thing is going to be constantly evolving. That means it's going to be dynamic, not static. So we'll kind of do that real quickly let's do the first 5 prompts and then I'll do the engine. And I know some of you guys have seen this before, but I'm kind of getting it down, what I want to show everybody, because like I said, once you decide you want to go ahead and, like I said, I can't control GPT, but it was kind of music to my ears because I talked to Paul, my other partner, besides Jesse, who's on right now, is that we were wondering, if we do all this work, can people copy what we're doing? No, they can't copy it. So you can only, you'll be able to access, I mean, you can do everything yourself. You can go build your GPT. You guys saw me that post that today about building your GPT, Willie, and those kind of people, the guys that are out there, Troy, that are out there working with clients. You guys can actually build the GPT within our GPT. You can access everything. You're authorized. to access everything in our system to help your clients, your business partners, things like that. So you can access that. You can build your own. And then you can actually, like I said, you can tap into our vault, but nobody else can. If you're not in the system, if you haven't onboarded through that link, which is in the activation playbook and the files tab in the associates group, and you guys just have to use one of those two ways, and you're automatically in. It's already given its approval. The fastest way is just an OpenAI. You just join the OpenAI link. The next thing after you join that and you pay OpenAI for your subscription to them, then it actually gives you the engine. And here's your first 5 prompts. And like I was telling everybody, you just use copy and paste. Here's your first prompt. I just joined RCIC and upgraded GPT-4. Show me how to use it. Start using it step by step. Copy and paste. Then you can go embed my market as prompt 2. Add my target market. I put in here Jefferson County, Colorado. That's where I live, and surrounding zip codes. So you can put that in there. It'll actually start building your market. The next is your BuyBox. Help me build a BuyBox for flip or BR. This is whatever you're doing. So you want to make sure that you actually go and instead of flipping, when you go copy this before you press the send button, change it. I'm looking for a BuyBox for assisted living deals between here and what county, and then put your zip code. Zip codes are really important in this. Prompt 4 is you analyze the deal. Here's a property. ARV is 275, repairs are 40K, asking price. It goes through this. This is a prompt. Is this a deal? This will trigger the overnight deal engine, which you can also just type overnight deal engine with your max allowable offer. Plus, it'll have your flip and rental analyst. It's better just to set it and forget it and let it do it during the night. That's what it was built for. And you can put up to 10 deals in it. In the morning, you'll get a pretty nice organized description of all of the deals, and you can do lender match at that point. So prompt 5 is match me with lenders. Based on this deal, can you find matching lenders and show me funding options? So Troy and Willie and all the people that are lenders or connectors or brokers, when you guys embed, we'll make sure that you guys get in this lending match system where they actually can connect with get your information, what you do, how to qualify, how to contact you. Eventually, maybe 6 months to a year, everything will happen within the system. People can contact each other. OpenAI has said right now they're working on getting that like a little bit more security on that. OpenAI is not allowed to contact. Not it's allowed to generate all your letters. It'll generate letters to anybody. It'll generate the emails. It'll give you all the stuff you can copy and paste. You can save to PDF, Word, Excel. It cannot send to anything. So I think and that's important because it's security reasons. So you still have, I would say this probably does 90% of your work, maybe 95% in some cases. You still just got to save it, and then you got to put your information because it'll come up with you and then some generic, like some placeholders. So when you get like a letter, you're still gonna have to, or you can tell it ahead of time. This is your address, this is your contact information to place in there. So you kind of want to check on that. You're ready these 5 prompts in under 10 minutes. Let's do the walkthrough. Overnight. I'm going to show you guys. This is cool, and you guys have been on a few times already. It's getting better and better every day. Like we're putting stuff in here. So the overnight deal engine will ingest, it's basically going to go to any property deal and instantly analyzes. It's going to come up with the max allowable offer. If you're a wholesaler, it's going to come up with what you can buy the property. You can get information. You can source. Like I said, we're adding all 3,144 counties. By July 31st, they'll all be up. Now, you'll still have to log in, or you'll still have to press the button to get into their county website or their GIS. Sometimes you might have to still register, but you'll have all 3,144 counties. You'll have it. Don't have to go and search for it. You can search it. You can search the real estate records. You can search the state real estate commission. It's all going to be right there. Your flip or your rental strategy. It'll also go through red flags. It'll look at your parameters and make sure that deal fits your red flags. What your parameters are, and then I'll red flag it if it doesn't. Investor fit based on your BuyBox logic. So what you want to input is actually 12 items. This doesn't have them all, but I'll make sure you guys all have the 12. Obviously, you kind of probably can guess what it is. Address, ARV, it'll have purchase price, asking price, purchase price, what your estimated repairs are, what the market and county is, plus metadata. It pulls metadata. This pulls metadata. So that's what's great about it. And then the exit strategy. There's some other, like, there's a total of 12 items that I have in there. So you'll get that 12 items, and that's what you'll fill out. So when you have your overnight deal engine, you'll have the 12, and you just go in here and you can go one, like you can put one, here's the address, two is this, and you can go right to 12. It hasn't come up, I haven't come up yet, but trying to figure out how to do like just to fill in the blanks. So just keep that in mind. Then it'll come in, it'll do your logic. You can set it if your parameter is 65 or 60% ARV, or if you go up to 75 or 80, which you shouldn't, you can change that. Everything in here you can customize. You don't need me, you can customize anything in here. That's what I'm talking about embedding, build your buy box. That's you. That's how people are going to find you, and that's how it's going to analyze your deals. This is going to analyze your deals for you using your preset, predetermined conditions. Red flag report, if it's overpriced, tight margins, if it's misaligned with your buy box, it's going to tell you that. It may come up with 2 or 3 different strategies as well. You might be thinking, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden 2 other strategies look pretty good, and then you got to decide. It'll give you a PDF deal summary downloadable. You can put in the CRM or vault. So we're going to set it so all the deals go into the vault. Nobody can pull your deals. What it will do is when it goes into the vault, it actually builds intelligence. The only people that can access the vault are myself, Jesse, Paul, and if we add anybody else that we trust. They're the ones that can see what's in the vault as far as your deals go, but it helps build the intelligence. But you can download a PDF and a Word. You can download Excel. So you can submit it, paste deal data into GPT-4, use the prompt bar intake tile, drop the address and stats. We're setting up a Discord, and I'm putting the assistant in there. That will be done in August. Right now, I'm getting Airtable set up, which is AI-based CRM, and you want Airtable, it's free. Nobody will ever need the paid version of it. I don't think anybody will ever be busy enough to do the paid version. You can get Airtable.com, go on there, get free, watch some videos to your Airtable. When you have your profile on here, when you have your buy box, make sure you put in your link to your Airtable, because then everything will go to your Airtable, and you're building and it's awesome because you can go to your Airtable. You can build 100 bases. A base is a project. A base could be all of your, one base could be all of your leads. Another base could be all of the ones you've made offers on. Another base could be all the ones that you've had accepted offers. So you can build up to 100 bases for free before you ever have to use the paid version. This board will be awesome because we'll eventually be able to take a lot of stuff off of Facebook and be in our own separate community. This is actually, right now, this is Evergreen. This is my town, Cedar Circle. I sent this to Danny earlier to see if because obviously he's a realtor in Evergreen to check it. He says this is accurate. He actually came back and said it's accurate. He didn't know if the days on market, what it's telling, what it found. But it did actually find a property in Evergreen, and it's estimated as ARV is 367,680, and the repairs are 49,127. So let's go and see. I've also got lending, matching, county progress, and offer generator. But let me go ahead and let me do the demo.
Hey, Nate, the AI,
Yeah,
when you skip trace that, came up with that repair number?
yeah,
Oh,
yep.
okay. Wow.
Well, I got it. It was through a lead source, but I was able to verify it because it's in Evergreen and Danny was obviously there. So here it comes up with the details on it, what it estimated. Status is the pre-foreclosure. They just got their notice of default. It's a good time to try to contact them. Built in 1976. Cedar Circle is kind of an older area. There's actually
Hey,
you know,
sorry to interrupt. This is Bill. How did it grab that notice of default?
it went to the Jefferson County website, and they already notified the court,
Wow.
and so this default just went out like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So, yep. So once you get it programmed, like I said, I'm using Jefferson County because I live here. So I was able to put in a few things to do the verification that I could easily check. And obviously having Danny is a real, yeah.
Do you have to just provide it the link to go there, or do you just tell it you need property tax information from
You
Jefferson?
can do, you can, because all 3,144 counties are being added across the country. So you can go in and you can pull data. Some of them are better. Some of them obviously, are some like, I'm not, don't take it the wrong way. Some are like the podunk counties, like Hazard County. Like, I mean, Stokes are Hazard, but like, there's some counties, they probably just don't have anything. They have a website. All the counties will have a website, but like Jefferson County is
Well,
very
how do you
specific.
get that how does it get that information out of it?
It pulls it. It can pull it from some of the specific data. I also used Connected Investors and some other free sites to go and that I have a list of Connected Investors and some other ones. Right now, you can get 100. You can get up to 100 free leads from a Connected Investors right now to test them. And so there was a bunch in Evergreen. There's 11 in Evergreen. I tested them, and then I got all the other information from Jefferson County's website. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'll put the skip tracing and lead. I'll put skip tracing and lead generation in, and I'll show you guys that before this is
And what would that cost to skip trace?
nothing. You have it all in here. The only thing people have to do now is you guys are associates, so you get everything that I've built for free. But GPT requires a subscription to their personal or their business account, which is $20 a month or 25 per business. 25, they give you all the security features, like nobody can access your or train on your
And you're talking
data.
about Chat GPT now, right?
Yeah, and I got the link. And I did it at the beginning, and I'll go back and do a recap at the end to show you guys that onboarding process. In the Facebook group and files, there's it's probably in the first 5 things that are downloaded now at the top. There's a thing called Activation Playbook, and it has the open AI link that actually then immediately you go to it, you pay, and then immediately gives you, if you see this RCI prompt assistant, it gives you our prompt assistant as part of it. We're signing up through that. Now I don't get anything extra. I asked, I said, eventually I'm going to qualify where I can give everybody a month free trial. But right now you can get the personal is 20 a month, and then you can do your own. You can build your own GPTs. If you look, they got Sora. You can get with the business account. You can get Sora, which right now is doing 30 seconds of 4K video. That's going to get up to a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes eventually as they build it up. That means you could actually make a listing video in here and go over to Sora and punch it out. Just like, and I've been doing that with Pictory for all the videos that I've been making. But you'll be able to do it with Sora, which is cool. It's its own system. So I'll go back to the beginning, Bill, before we of this, so I can show you guys after I run through it real quick. So this gives you what the rent, and Evergreen's a little higher in rent. This is an older part of town, so that's why, first I looked at the price and I'm going, yeah, it's Cedar Circle's an older, it's a older part of the town, and the first probably it was built in 76, so it's in this area called Paiwan Hills. Actually, it was a really good trick-or-treating area when I was a kid. We used to clean up over there. Conservative rent estimate. It's got the cap rate 6.5. So obviously you see some rent buyer. If you guys are ever interested in Evergreen, you just call Danny, because that's where he lives and does real estate. Unknown price discovered needed, so we need to go back and work on the price a little bit. The high rehab, it's a little bit higher, 13%. There's a small lot size. Keep in mind, this is a mountains also. Sometimes you can have acreage in Evergreen and it goes up the hill, like my parents' house. Like they got like 4 acres, but it goes up at like a 12% grade. No flood zone or code violations found. Yeah, it's pretty low. The flood zone's not there. It's close. It's about 2 miles. It's about a mile from the river, but it's up the hill. This is actually up the hill, so I don't have to worry about it. Owner name, lien status, and mailing match for skip tracing and targeting. So what you can find the owner name and the lien status on Jefferson County's website. So it'll take you to the Jefferson County recorder and the tax assessor, and you can pull up their website and get all that information, the lien status and all that. Lender match. And then I can create a 3-option offer plus a purchase and sale agreement, and I can do a skip tracing. So I'm going to do all 3. And this will show you some of the skip tracing and lead generation. But so it's going to show you, it's going to give you a couple of these lenders. So all those 2,683 lenders are in there. Here's J Holder. So it'll print these. You can get more accurate on the lender profiles. Like I said, if there's not any or a lot in that area, then that's a red flag if you can't find people, because there's some that aren't doing that kind of pricing or something. That may be the only restriction you have. This will generally, you could ask for additional, like I said, we got 901 hard money lenders in there, 1,762 family offices and hedge fund contacts. They're contacts, not firms. That's all in there. So you could ask for 10 lenders or 15 lenders or 20 lenders. And you can say what 20 lenders can do this deal in Evergreen, Colorado 80439. And it'll print up 20, but there's and it'll give you the addresses and stuff. When you do right now it won't, but when you do the printout, when you save the PDF, it'll give you their contact information. Obviously, these are coming off the database that I have. Jay Holder is embedded. He's actually in our group. And then you can access what they'll do is it'll come up with a tile. And a tile just looks like those visual posts that I've been posting. There's the offer generator. It's going to do a 3-option offer. You guys don't have to do a 3-option offer. You can put in your parameters what you're asking for, or you can do the 3-option offer because here it has a cash offer. So it's telling you to make a cash offer of 205,000, close in 7 to 10 days, as is no repairs or inspections. Or your option 2 is your seller finance. Or your option 3 is your subject to existing loan. Decide which one you want to do, or make all 3 of them. You can actually make all 3 of them, and it'll actually print it on that document that I have saved that I've had forever, 5 or 6 years. It's in the files tab. So you can go ahead and make a formal offer with all 3 of these offers to the seller, and you get their information. You can generate an offer summary PDF, a purchase and sale agreement, and their assignment and addenda, and then skip trace. Target owner of 228,643 Cedar Circle. Public record show pre-foreclosure has a 6/18/25. Mailing address matches physical owner occupied. High motivation indicator. So you can run skip trace. You can do direct mail or door knock script if you want, which we have. You also have the neighbor letter campaign. You send it out to their surrounding to their neighbors. Not the one I want to do because I don't know what happens if neighbors don't know you're in foreclosure. Optional, add to the county tab for Jefferson County. I'm going to add that. And you can add it to a VA or associate using a vault intake form. Add to Jefferson County. Lead bank. And run RCIC tool. Tile. So this will actually save to commit it. So click add new leave, and then you can run it. You can run the skip trace. Here you go. So I can click copy and paste on it. And so you can get the full trace PDF. So when you go to Jefferson County's website, you can, and it's got the 303 and the 720. You can get all this from Jefferson County's website, but it tells you what information you can get, and you can access it through their county's website. Jefferson County does require it's not an account, but they do require you to get a login. That way they track everything. So it's the high confidence of the skip tracing. It's going to be pretty easy in there. So next step, it gives you all your phone calls, your text script. It can write your script. I can across the property at Cedar Circle. I may have a solution. It gives you your script. It's pretty cool. And you can create all this, so you can actually, yes, then all 3. I normally wouldn't, use all 3, but I want to show you guys. I mean, this thing's incredible what it can do. Literally, once you get your first 5 prompts, you're on board, you get your BuyBox in here. You can do anything you want. You can actually pull up. There's 130 folders, 1,100 or 1,000 files, the 2,683 lenders and funding sources. That's everything that's in here. I've got 500 hours of getting all this built. Today I put in a flood risk thing for Texas, like a thing to do a flood risk check. Here's your script. You can just copy or paste. You can copy it and then you can copy it and put it in like PDF or something. Save it. Here's your SMS script. if you want to find out what the laws are in Colorado, what are the SMS for calling? What is the SMS for rules in Colorado? Here you go. Here's your CRM report. You can download this into your. So when you get that information from Jefferson County, then you can fill this out. You can get their name. You can put their phone numbers and their email in there, and then we'll check we'll check some other cool stuff. So like I said, you just got to get the open AI account. It's 20 or 25, and I'll show the peach benefits of that again. That was something I did not really plan on, and I have to tell everybody because I know everybody's like, "Hey, well, you're associate, you're good for life." But believe me, this thing is locked down. You can actually do a lot with this. If you like, you have the business account for which is only $5 more. You can add a second user for free, additional users for $5. If you got VAs and stuff, you can add them. But it locks down all your information. It gives you security, and then you can directly work off of everything that we're building. So my thing is, I'm going to be building this instead of having a static where it's one built like I was talking about in March and April as the ecosystem. That was going to be built. If I wanted to change something, I'd have to pay somebody to go in and change here every single day. You guys see me posting, we're going to be upgrading every single day. If you guys are in there, Bill, Jesse, all those guys, you guys are in there working on your deals. Basically, every time you work on your own deal, you're building up intelligence for everybody's deals. You're getting more. It makes it stronger, more accurate. And then so you can download this lead export. I'll post a couple of these things in the Facebook group because I know that way I don't have to. Airtable, like I said, is also it's free. Let's do one more. Let's do a couple more things real quick. Can you update everyone on the county? 3,144 counties by July 31st. I've been working a lot because I needed to test a lot of the counties I know. I've also been putting out a lot of counties like in Texas, we got all 254 counties already in. Wyoming, we're doing a lot of the states where I know people are. California is going to be done.
I can help you there, Nate, if you want.
No, it's automatically doing it.
Okay. Well, I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to check it, I'm happy to do that. Or if there's
Yeah,
any
no,
or something.
yeah. I mean, right. I'm going to see how accurate it is and already, but California's in the mix. I've been trying to make sure I get all the counties and the areas that I know people are at in the groups. But yeah, it's doing it automatically during the night. You can see it's all coverage. The night mission complete by July 31st. So you're able to add all your leads to your county bank. The ability to pre-foreclosures, tax defaults, code violations, build your personal off-market database. That all stays with your system, with your GPT. Even though you're on the main RCIC, you can build your own GPT. You can build all your own resources, just like I do. These are all my chats and projects, and that's where I store everything. And then you can run skip traces in tile. Then if you need the accurate way, you actually get the actual names and stuff, then you can go to the counties. Jefferson County is pretty good. That family's, those people's information will be in their system. And of course, in Jefferson County, I can actually call my friends in the fire department and get it for Evergreen too. But you can get a lot of resources. Auto analyzes deal engine. So it's called deal engine. It's an overnight deal engine. Now we also got the offer generator. I'm putting together the closing engine right now, which is basically everything's in closing. And then it's two ways. If you use a transaction coordinator like Jay and his company, or if you do it yourself, there'll be a system for the transaction coordination. Tag and export to CRM or Airtable. Everybody wants to get Airtable. It's free until you got 100 bases. Use it. Get it until it fills. Until you need use it and use it excessively until you have to pay for it. You may not have to do that for a year or two. No one's going to be that busy. I think it's mostly designed for like businesses and stuff. But rinse and repeat format. It works in every market. Just switch to county and go. I put Evergreen in there, Douglas County, Colorado. A couple of ones just to test. Today I got the tiles done. There's actually tiles, which are like visual tiles, so you can pull up the right county. So you can say, I want to see Adams County, Colorado. It'll pull up the tile. You can verify that information, and then you can go and do your searches. So you have ways to make sure you're in the right county. So you're not in I don't know, Sheboygan, Wisconsin, when you should be in Sheboygan, Michigan. Let them know. Start with counties where you invest, live, or want to dominate. So when you do your embedding, even though I'm putting the counties in there, when you do your embedding and you do your buy box, make sure you put your counties in there as well, because the more times that people do that, then it keeps a memory. Nothing really sticks if you do it the first time. You generally are gonna have to, once you build everything initially, then you should reinforce it. You are teaching it, you are training it. It is user input. Yes, on the tile. And then we'll go through some more other things. And if you guys got questions, I'll ask, and instead of scrolling up, I'll just ask it one more time for the subscription and the onboarding process, the first 5 prompts. Everything's copy and paste. Like I said, you can copy and paste all the prompts. There's over 50, there's a lot of prompts. There's over 1,000 of them. So you can ask for the prompts for multifamily, the prompts for mobile home parks, the prompts for flipping land. It'll come up with all the prompts you need. If you put in something, your own words, and it thinks it's off, it'll say, this is, here's the suggested prompt, and then it'll give you the use case and why you use the suggested prompt. And then you just copy and paste. And it's easy. So this is all visuals. It does still stuck with visual. I mean, it does like 90% of them. At least once a day, I have to give up on a visual, mainly because of padding. The padding is like, if you see where my cursor is, it'd be like on the side, like if this county was over here, maybe the C was over here, there'd be padding, or sometimes, it's down at the end, it'll cut off or it'll crop too soon. Sometimes so you remind it, sometimes it'll regenerate it like once a day. This actually did pretty good. So I can download it, then you save it. So this is the process of it, and see the date, July 2024. Sometimes it's off a year, so you gotta go make sure you remind it. Like I'm not gonna post this anywhere, so I'm not gonna really check on that one. Visual property inspection and scope of work. So we have scope of work. So gather visual data, get your pictures, get anything from MLS or Zillow. If you got a property, if it's your property, get company cams. You take all your pictures, because this plus down here, you can add files. You can add all your files and your photos. There's also a lot of other tools you can go through, but pretty much I use this all the time. It's also voice. You can use your microphone and you can use voice mode. So get all your pictures, because you can put them in there, Google Street View and satellite. You can actually off ramp, meaning you can ask for Google Maps. It'll give you the link. You got to click on it. Sometimes you got to click on it and then go to another window and put it in there. But that's called an off ramp. There's some things it can't do. That they do there, I think, for security reasons. So you just kind of got to know the quirks and the workarounds. It's all simple. I mean, I've got 500 hours into this, but I mean, I learned it pretty quick in the first couple of days. Build a visual inspection checklist for a 3-bedroom, 1-bath property with 2,000 square feet in Evergreen, Colorado. Needs kitchen, bath updates, and cosmetic rehab. I mean, you're not going to have all the information based off that, but if you go and take pictures and you have all the pictures of the rims, it can kind of go through it. It will actually look at code violations. It can tell you if there's possible mold or if there's cracks. Now, nothing that anybody's going to certify. You're not going to you're still going to have to go and do all your labs and all that stuff. But let me cool if you put in pictures and it says that looks like there might be some mold, and you're looking to buy that property. Now you can go, oh, I'm not going to buy that property. So I'll post that in the group so everybody can see what that looks like. I built the scope of work. It's 110 items. It starts a permit. It goes through staging. It can go up to 12 weeks of draws, 12 draws. You can go to 24 weeks or 12 weeks, however you want to do it. Let's do a PDF, and I'll post that later so you guys can see it. Matching tile. Just remember tile is the visual, and then plug into the county record. Like I said, you always want to plug stuff into the records in the vault, because that's what builds the intelligence. Even if you're doing even somebody else's deal helps you. You're not going to see the particulars of the deal, but it's going to make it stronger if people are good. If you get especially like Dallas or Houston, where people do a lot of deals, the more information on those is going to help everybody. So I'll post this later so everybody can see. Here's the visual tile. And what we're going to be able to do some on pricing. It'll be better once I have some revenue coming in from subscriptions. I'll be able to invest in RC means, which is you can access HomeWise. You have to off ramp, and then you can go build it, bring the data back, and import it into the scope of work. That's off ramp. So eventually, in that scope technology, which is my friend Jared's company. But here you can build a basic, and then you can start putting all the pricing together. What'll be good is if you're doing a lot of stuff in a certain area, you can start just plugging in the exact. See, here's an example of a visual being off that has exterior twice and it cuts off. I'm not going to save this because I'm trying to show you guys some of the quirks. You know, I'm not going to post this because it's not something I'm really pursuing. But okay. Okay, how important is user input? How does a deal I run help others written by building intelligence? It's our core DNA of the system now. Everything else is good, static calculator. So it's an AI learning engine. It's not a fixed system. Every deal you input teaches it what investors are buying, the real price points, real pain points, what markets are hot or cooling off. It'll be able to tell that. The more people that are on this, the better you'll know. It'll actually be able to go, hey, there's like tons of business going on in Dallas or Houston or Los Angeles or wherever. Which strategies are working right now? You'll be able to know all the strategies that people are doing without actually knowing their deals. So you'll know what's cooking and what are the best strategies, what's getting done. You're going to be able to go in and ask it, like, what are the lenders lending on? So when you start targeting, if you want to, do something different, you'll be able to ask questions like that and you'll be able to do it now. I mean, now it'll start, be a little slower because there's not a whole lot of data, but the more people put deals in it, like I said, what flags are coming up all the time? Rehab blowups, over leveraged deals, title issues. You're going to be able to do stuff that you don't have to ask 1,000 people in a Facebook group and get 997 wrong answers. It's going to tell you what everybody's doing in this system. So higher deals train the system. When you drop a deal into the deal engine, three things happen. You get instant value. You're going to get your max allowable offer. You're going to get your red flag alert. You're going to get the lender match. The offer generator is going to kick in. It's going to print all your documents. It pops the document in, you add what you need, your stuff, you make your little changes, then you run it. So it checks it against legal. It checks it to make sure it's legal in Texas, or it's legal wherever. Then you can save it in PDF or Word. Get smarter. Comps and pricing data by zip and county. It's just going to keep getting better and better. All the strategy trends. Subject to deals rising in Texas, but following in Florida. It's going to be able to tell everybody that. This is intelligence. Rehab cost accuracy improves per region. Lender performance benchmarks. Everyone else benefits. Users get better defaults assumptions. County tiles show more real activity. Lead scoring improves based on actual investor interest. So I ran 3 evergreen pre-foreclosures this week. It adjusts the local MAO. Auto recommend the flips over the burr. It detects cash buyer clusters where there's better to do cash buyer. Flag risky subject to structures based on title checks. You can do a lot of title search stuff. Nothing that I don't think a title company or appraiser or lender is gonna certify right now and use, but it's gonna help you in your process and get smarter and give better deals. And it's gonna be good when it comes out. It's a force multiplier. The more it's used, the faster it evolves and the tighter the loop gets between real users, real markets, and real outcomes. So you're not just using the system, you're training the intelligence that powers everyone else. And in turn, they're doing the same for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yes, visual explainer tile and drop into the vault. Always drop into the vault. Like I said, it will not release your deal specifics, but the deal specifics will actually make the intelligence better. And all the stuff that people are out there saying that there's things that it can't do, because people are saying that about all the AI. Don't read it. You guys are seeing these on these sessions. And I'll record this if you can't make all the sessions. Like I said, I'm doing these on the Mondays and Wednesdays. I'll invite public people just how to sell it. And I will, there is a revenue sharing, and I'll go through it in a minute, and I'll show you guys what their payment, what their system is. And I will be sharing 33% of the revenue off the top. So if I have 10,000 a month, I'm kicking $3,300 to 150 people. If we get 100,000 a month, I'm kicking $33,000. So 33% of total revenue will actually be kicked back to all the associates. Visuals can do a little slower now. The other thing is on Fridays and some days, you want to check sometimes if you get a problem or something, you can ask it, hey, is there anything going on at OpenAI? Are they doing any upgrades or anything where it's slower? So this I will post in the group. I will post it publicly as well because it's pretty solid. Yeah, I dropped that in the vault. Okay, drop in the vault. And so right now is the vault I'm using Dropbox, but my Airtable, when I have it up by the end of the month, that'll be the primary vault but it will simultaneously drop everything into Dropbox and Airtable. Airtable is just AI based, and I won't have to use Google Forms. So these are how it's organized in the vault. I won't open it because I have to go do another window. But you got the first 5 prompts, the vault onboarding and stuff. Let's recap the GPT plus subscription, onboarding, BuyBox, and embedding. Then go into the pricing for RCIC. So we'll just go back to the beginning, and then we'll wrap up unless you guys got any questions. So session recap. So like I said, GPT-4 Plus has 2. You got the link. This is actually, you want to go upgrade the link under my plan. Use the link that's in the activation playbook, because then it actually gives you, right after you do it and you activate it and you put your debit or credit card in there, it'll actually then give you directly access to the RCIC prompt assistant. If it doesn't, then there's a prompt, and it is in the activation playbook. For some reason you just go and you don't do it the right way. It's not an issue. You can just put the prompt in and have access to it. $20 a month is personal, you get 1 user. GPT-4, you get custom tools. For $5 more, you get the business account, you get 2 users. Each additional user is $5 a month. Shared workspace, better for teams. You can get store access. You also get a lot of security wise, like people can't access your deals. Then it's needed to unlock prompt bar, deal engine, and the AI logic. Then you get onboarding. You've upgraded. You've got subscribed to tier 4 lifetime. You guys don't have to worry about this part. I'm just telling you guys, because you guys, if you're out there talking to people, you can tell them what the process is. They can join on tier 4. Right after they join on Patreon tier 4, they'll actually get this and they'll get the link, the actual link to us. And then there's also PayPal where they can do the lifetime. Download the onboarding engine. So like I said, here's the first prompt. After you get it, use this prompt. I just joined RCIC and upgraded to GPT-4. Show me how to start using it. Set your market and your build by your BuyBox. Here's your BuyBox builder and your embedding. Define where and what you're buying into. Zip county, asset price, type. You can put a logo in. Put logo, anything you want to put in there. If you want to put a picture, a headshot or something, you can do that too. You can build it any way you want. It'll generate your tiles just like the visuals. Then it'll format it. So you got your overnight deal engine, your county tiles. Make sure you tell them, hey, you're in Genesee County, Michigan, or you're in Douglas County, Colorado, or somewhere like that. Smith County, Texas, which is Tyler. I know that because I had to put it in for Ginger. And then, like I said, we're doing these sessions Mondays and Wednesdays. We're doing the associate sessions still on Thursdays. So as you guys get, more questions or In the meantime, if you still want to learn more about it before you come on, then like I said, we're there for that. Associate sessions is going to start becoming more focused, more with me on the AI helping everybody. Eventually, I'd like to have those marathons like gamers have, where you get 100 people doing their deals, and I can be here. Wherein other people that are like in our user groups, like Jesse and Paul and stuff, we can be on here supporting you guys. They can be working on their own deals as well. So the price for them is starter. We do have a separate starter package at $9 a month or $199 lifetime. They don't get all the live sessions we're going to do. That's tier 4. There is a tier 2 and 3, but they're going to be for like wholesalers and capital partners. I just kind of went dormant on those. But tier 1 and tier 4, tier 4 is $79 a month and $399 for lifetime. It unlocks all this. They get it, but this unlocks the tier 4 for them. They don't pay any more than what you guys have paid, or any less if they want the lifetime. But if they do $79 a month after about 4 months, I'll be like, yeah, I should have got the lifetime. So what we want to do is they get all access to all this. You guys have access to all this because you have the link. Live sessions are free for the public until July 31st. These Mondays and Wednesdays, they have to register, and then after that, they'll be status tier 1, tier 4 associate. You guys are associates, and I'll do the final visual. There's a whole lot more. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I can kind of just scan through real quick while it's doing this. I'll just scan through and kind of I'm not going to open them, but I'll kind of show you. Like I put in the flood risk shield. We put in notes today. So we got every asset class. You want to flip dirt, you can flip dirt. You want to do mobile homes, you can do mobile homes. Glamping, notes. I put a lot of stuff for cost segregation, 1031 exchange, all these little white papers, 5 to 10 pages for all the strategies, and then a whole bunch of asset class ebooks, e-guides. There are 20 to 70 pages. They're all in there. All 150 of those items that I had in the files tab, they're all in here. And I've probably got that up to about 500 items. There's a lot of stuff you can do. The Excel plus plan, we talked about that. So there's Willie's activation. It's all took us a couple of days. Willie and I had to troubleshoot how you guys get on there as associates. So we got that process down now for you guys. You get comps, how to get comps, and there's also Airtable and Dropbox. So when you decide you want, Airtable, let me know. I got the guide for that, and then you can go watch it's 30-minute video you can watch on YouTube. You can build it's really quick. You guys get into some cool. Oh, we got a daisy chain deal vetter. You can pull up the daisy chain. It's actually part of the red flags on the overnight deal engine. It'll run a daisy chain check for you. It'll look at the address and see if anybody else, it'll scan out on the internet and social media and go, you got 3 or 4 people advertising the same property. You can put pictures in if you know, and all that stuff. We got skip tracing. We're putting all the local groups. You guys know we got Bill, we have like Northern California. I think you're probably in that now. We try to have local groups because we want everybody to build up some local people contacts. I checked you guys know I checked on a guy for Natalie who's in our group. She has her partner Lydia have a wholesaling group, and they have a client who had an elderly relative. She actually was talking to a guy in San Antonio who was going to do a private HELOC loan tour. Well, he ended up scamming her out of her house and her equity. Well, luckily she didn't know. She got a hold of Natalie right away, and Natalie gave me the information. I put the guy's information in the company. I couldn't figure out his name, but I blasted out, "Don't do business with this guy." 3 days later, he lit me up and goes, "Oh, I'm the guy who runs Mentor Capital in San Antonio. If I'm getting sued, you'd think I know about it." And he had his real name. I put his real name in here. In 30 seconds, I had the fact that he'd been busted for wire fraud. He did 37 months in federal prison for wire fraud related to real estate, exactly what he's doing now. It gave me his case file. It gave me the U.S. attorney in San Antonio and the FBI field office. Gave that to Natalie, and they're pursuing charges against him now. I did some parody songs. Sometimes, guys, you see, sometimes it can be slow. So I put in like that King of Wishful Thinking to Wolf of Private Money. I put in Piano Man, Billy Joel to like Investor Man. Mr. Roboto is Mr. Wholesaler. That Stick song. It's basically, so it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Anything else you guys? Oh, there's pad split. I've also been doing what I call takedowns and evaluations and reviews. I've reverse engineered probably several hundred people, gurus, people out there pushing programs, wholesaling programs, every kind of program and strategy out there. I've entered it, I've compared it, I've looked at what, and then I've looked at what we can do, we can build it. This is built off of probably 200 or 300 different programs that exist out there that we basically have taken the best of and we've made it easy for you guys to use it. All the strategies, ad splits in there. We got the keywords. This is kind of cool. You got keyword strategy. Some of these I weren't going to pull up because they can be a little bit of, but they got all the keywords, STR keywords trees. They got multifamily tree. So all these different asset class libraries, they're all being built. They're all going to be in there by the end of quarter three. You'll have all a persona, intent, location, use case, all the SEO ads, prompts, and outbound. So we have all these keywords and these vaults for your marketing purposes. SB 1075 in Oklahoma. Be ready for that if you do any business and wholesaling wise in Oklahoma. That takes effect November 1st. We're already ahead of it. Everything, like I said, you guys can see all the stuff we've done. It's pretty cool. There's nothing we can't do. If you guys see something out there you want to build, you'll be able to build it yourself. But if you want to be, benefit everybody, let me build it. Tell me, give me like a website, give me some information on it. I'll put it in. We'll evaluate it or reverse engineer it. We'll add it. So, like I said, this 5 years from now, we're still going to be building it. That's how we're going to be. Every time you guys, one of you logs into your own, and you're doing your deals, or you're doing education, if you're studying about asset classes or whatever, everything you do is making this stronger, more intelligent, and it's helping everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this there unless you guys have any questions. Anybody got any questions? I'm looking forward to. I think this is going to be awesome when we get all these people on there. Willie, you've been on now for a couple days. What have you been? How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I'm playing with it right now while you're talking.
Yeah,
It's about to make me a form so I can onboard some lenders.
yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Then you want to definitely try to get your own GPT, for your own company or whatever. That way you can then you can onboard people. Yeah. Hey, Bill.
Do you need, would I need the business version or just personal?
I think right now everybody could probably just do the personal if you're
Okay.
by yourself or you're solo, but just keep that in mind that later on it's only $5 or more a month and it'll be we'll see because I have to upgrade on August 9th and my next payment is going to automatically upgrade. It's $5 more a month because I have to add Jesse and Paul to so we have 3 users because we have 3 business partners. So Jesse will be able to access everything that we're building. But yeah, and then we'll do that. So keep that in mind. What it will also do is it'll give you access to Sora on the business, the video, which might be kind of cool. Wait till I get access to it August 9th, and I'll kind of give you guys what Sora is, how beneficial it might be once I get it, because I can't use it right now. They don't let you have access to it in personal right now. And then also a lot of the features, there's some security features and stuff. Like if you're in business, it'll lock down, meaning nobody can train. Somebody, because I was like, Paul and I were talking about this on Friday night, that we were talking about, like, we're worried about, like, can people access everything I've built? They've got 500 hours in this. But when we convert over to the business, they can't access our GPT without that link, but they can sometimes train. Well, they won't be able to train on anything we do after August 9th as our GPT, as real estate capital intelligence community. And so when you have a business, if you're doing stuff outside of this, like you're doing your own stuff or you start branching out using it, you may want to have a business account because it'll give you those security features. Like people won't be able to access it that you don't give permission to. So, because it's AI, it's huge. I mean, an open AI, there's Grok. I mean, I like Grok, but I use it on Twitter when I'm just on there. It's not, I mean, I've already got 500 hours in this. Gemini for Google, and I think Meta's starting one. I think Mark Zuckerberg said, I think they're all having to go that direction. Everything's going to go to AI, and I think our group's going to be ahead of everybody. The two biggest, so I'll tell you guys a little history of why I'm doing this, but the two biggest advantages I have, because I know, like, Jim Ingersoll's doing it. And he's got his Dealmaker GPT. I don't know, because I know his Dealmaker program is $97 a month, and he's got about 500 people in there. And I know the advantages I have, because I know some other people are trying to do it, is that I had those 12,000 lenders. The GPT, the AI actually took those 12,000 I've been talking about for a couple of years, and Jesse knows all about them. We bought those like 5 or 6 years ago. We started acquiring them. We got, that took that list down. It broke down the 2,683 that actually do real estate. 901 are hard money lenders. So we got all those. That was a huge advantage I have. Plus, you guys see the files tab. But now you don't have to go to the files tab. If you're in there, you can go, hey, I need a LOI for a subject to. You put all the information out of your offer generator to your offer generator after you do your overnight deal engine. So keep in mind, the overnight deal engine is designed for overnight. You can get instant results. We did that last week on one of Willie's deals along with Laura and Dee. We put their deals in. We kind of forced it to and you can do that if you need something back right away. Just use the overnight deal engine. Just ask it, say you're probably going to get a quick result and a more accurate one in the morning, but it's designed so you can have all those checks done in the middle of the night. When you wake up, you'll get a little bit of like a PDF or a Word. It's not that much. It's like maybe 10, 12 sentences. It's pretty, and then it gives lender match, so you can get your lenders out of the lender match. So I went this way because, like I was talking about the ecosystem in February, March, and April. You guys heard about me talking about that all the time. The ecosystem, what I was going to do is I had all the ads on Fiverr, Upwork, and I was talking to people, but I was going to have to give them exactly what I wanted. AI was actually, before I had the paid version, the pro version that I have now, I was doing it the free version. When I upgraded to the paid, it helped. I was able to organize what I wanted. I expected to be on it maybe 40, 50 hours for a couple of weeks. I was going to do 1 month of the paid version just to hand everything off to whoever was going to build the program for me. I've been there ever since because I just realized, guess what? Instead of this ecosystem that was going to take me, it's going to be 7 parts. I was going to do 4 of them this year. We're going to have the beta testing, the soft opening all fourth quarter, be 100% operational January 1st. I'm operational now in all 7 areas. I wasn't going to build 2 until 2026 and 1 to 2027. The only thing that's limited right now is, like I said, the pricing on rehab, because that is regional. Like the pricing for doing something in Evergreen is a lot more expensive than doing something in, I don't know, Alabama. So I've got to work on trying to we got to figure out how to make it more accurate in rehab. So anything you guys are doing rehab wise will benefit everybody, because obviously all that regional data will stay in the system in intelligence, and that'll help us people to get more accurate on their scope of work on their rehab. And right now it'll build a scope of work. It'll build your contractor agreement, your draw agreements. It'll do all your liens, your lien waivers for your contractors. It'll do everything. There's not a lot. I don't think there's anything right now that it can't do. But I think if you guys see something out there and you see that maybe we don't have it, or you see something you're interested in, let me know. Let me build it. Because like I said, this is going to be constant. And like I said, if you guys help promote it and get, hey, this is the best thing ever. I mean, so I'm also doing a one-time $49. I'm saying a half an hour. I'll go up to an hour to help people do the onboarding. Who do that $9, because those people that do the $9 subscription generally probably off on their own. They're not going to be on all the live sessions. That's the $79 where they get access to, and eventually I'll compensate some people. So, people that are in the group will be able to help, So if you out there, tell them that $9, $49, and $20. That's their first month. After that, they only have $9 and $29 a month. They can have access to all this stuff. And if they want more support, then it goes up to 79 and 20. So it's $100, $99 a month. And they can have all those, and they can have all those supporting sessions and all that. Or they get lifetime $199, so $399. It's the best. Like I said, it's a great deal. The $199, they just basically will get that. They just basically be on their own. It's kind of do it yourself. So if you got some people, yeah.
How is this complementing or Patreon? Or replacing, or is it
Patreon? Yeah, Patreon supports it. A lot of the stuff that's going to be on Patreon. The links to get in this are there. There's also a lot of all the stuff that I'm adding is there. I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff in there. Like if you're tier 4, all associates are tier 4, you guys are going to be a lot of stuff in tier 4 there that I print out, that I generate, that I load there. that aren't just in here. So you got a lot, you'll have like a library there, and that's going to be a growing library, but it all integrates. They can sign up for this on Patreon because they can go and sign up. The 2 lifetime offers and the 2 monthly offers and the one-time $49 are there. They're also on PayPal. So on both those, when they pay, they actually will get the link, the activation playbook. So they'll get the link to do the chat GPT, and they'll get the link then to, or there's a Google form, which is more of a manual process. I have 7 Google Docs. They're all going to be replaced by Airtable because they're all Google, and it's like very manual, like it literally pings me. And so I don't, I'm gonna use that as a backup. I'll take the pings off, so I'll always have a record. But Airtable, it's automated. So when people join, they'll get right in. Patreon, YouTube, and the Facebook groups. All the local groups support that. The idea of having like a Seattle group or your group in Northern California, Bill, all that stuff. Having those local groups helps you guys hopefully build up some local connections. Yeah, MJ is doing stuff in Houston. She has a monthly. She was doing it already, but now she's using the Houston group to try to help her build up her meetup groups. And she probably had 20, 25 people at her meetup last month. They're live in person. So that's kind of the idea behind those. There's 50 of them. I'm right now the admin. Eventually, once we get them all built up, then I'll probably just drop out. Be a moderator. Let you guys, whoever be the moderator, be the admin. And then we got the ledger line. The ledger line's basically everything supports this. This is where everything happens, though. Patreon's just going to be kind of like a library. It's like, here you're going to a research laboratory, where you're going to the research part of the library. There you go into the book section on Patreon. So it's just everything supports each other. YouTube. I post a lot of stuff to Substack and all that, but that's pretty much promotional. When you guys see me posting all day, I'm actually working on this stuff. I do 4 or 5 hours in the morning. I'm posting as I'm showing because I want to show people what we're building. Everything that comes out tomorrow is going to be built, is being built. So we're adding the visual property inspection. We added visual wholesaling, so they can go into visual wholesaling. They can pull up all the skip tracing, the lead generation. They can do the scope of work, do the visual property inspection, do everything for wholesaling. Eventually, want to try to figure out, we start getting 100, 500, 1,000 more people in there. Imagine them being a wholesaler and you got 1,000, 2,000 people in there that you can actually see doing the deals. You can see because all the intelligence, it's going to constantly have an update without naming names of the actual deals. It's going to say, hey, right now the San Francisco market's hot on this. Right now Dallas is cool. Right now Denver's hot. Right now, it's going to be able to tell you. We're going to be able to dial in instantly. You'll be able to dial in instantly to all the statistics and all the intelligence from around the country, no matter where it is. The more people we have, the better, and then you guys get part of revenue sharing. So, like I said, there's really nothing we can't do. There's the things that we can't do. We can. It's just being the process of activating it. It's just like last week, we only got Willie activated. It took us 3 or 4 days to try to troubleshoot. We had to go through and figure out why it was, because he got in, it wasn't working, and then we had to tweak it. And it's something where I had to, in manual mode, I had to give everybody permission to actually have the RCIC access. But now we got that fixed. So once you actually join through that link, Willie was able to get in, and now he can even do his own GPT. Which once you guys are comfortable, I encourage you to set up your own in there. That way you can start bringing clients in there. If you do go to the business account, you could bring a VA. You could bring a business partner. We got several people with business partners, their husband and wives, so everybody can have their own. It just makes it easier. You can have, if it's a business account, you can have one other user, and then you can add more for $5 a month. Like I said, at some point, Jesse and Paul and I might have to have 5 or 6, 7. We might have as many as 10 or 12 users that's on our company account. Acquisition trust. Yeah, you can do that. Anything that's not in there, you can also be able to search and have it search that. And then you can send it if I need to build it for you, if it's not in there, if you don't find something, there is a prompt suggestion bar. You can ask for the prompt suggestion bar. You can put in what you're looking for, press send, and it'll go to me and it'll drop into the Google. Eventually it'll drop in Airtable. So if it needs to be built, we can build it. So anything is possible. You don't think that, no, if you see something out there and you don't think we have it, tell me, we'll have it. I can usually do it the same day. Best time for me.
So
yeah,
you're familiar with a lot of the, I heard you mention trigger? What was the one you mentioned you're using for a period of time to get 100 contacts?
Connected investors.
Yeah, connected investors. There's that. That's part of like that PIN network or something. And then there's so many others.
Yeah, the reason I took advantage, and I did find those evergreen ones initially, and then I put them in the system, and then I went to the Jefferson County website and I got the more specific information. So I took their information and I made it better. There's still some are skip tracing lead generation. It does have all the lead generation types. It has 6 in there right now. It has, you can look for pre-foreclosures, probate, tax liens, evictions, things that have been filed. We're going to do the counties, and then eventually the court system is going to be a little bit more difficult because there's different court. But I mean, as far as like most evictions happen at the county level. So we'll be able to access a lot of that stuff.
And would I be able to add a bunch of lists that I have to my part of this?
Yeah. Yeah. And it won't bleed over, but it will help the intelligence, meaning
Okay.
nobody will see what you're actually doing, but everything you do actually helps the group as a whole because it becomes stronger. And, you're in Northern California. I don't know if that's just where all your deals are, but, obviously if you're in Northern California and you're working a lot of deals there, when people start working Northern California, plus you'd come up, hey, who can hook me up in San Francisco or Sacramento or somebody, you're close enough to help them. Same with somebody like in Seattle, Laura's in Seattle, Willie's in Dallas, Jesse's in Massachusetts, Troy's got how many people do you work with? A lot around the country. Troy works around a lot of people around the country. Arliss is one of our newest people. She's got some good stuff going on. So the more people do in the system, the better it gets, the more accurate it gets. And you can do everything. We put stuff in there for landlords. Basically manage your own properties, and if you decide you want to have a property manager as part 2, it helps you hire Mr. Furley. So everything's in there, dude. It's
I
like,
thought that's what that was in the background there.
yeah, Willie's had Mr. Furley.
Three's Company.
The greatest landlord ever, right? Yeah. I saw Three's Company thing on YouTube the other day. I was like, except it was with the Ropers before Mr. Furley. Because they're talking about the guy that played Mr. Roper was actually a World War II veteran, and they talked about what he actually got shot in World War II in on Normandy. I didn't know that. The actor Norman Fell, who played Mr. Roper.
Huh.
Yeah, he actually got wounded on Normandy.
And then got a TV show, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I'm pretty excited. And I think, like I said, the only thing I was discouraged about when it came up and said that, people were going to have to subscribe. But once I read into it, I realized it's going to make everything secure. And it's going to help. I think it's just going to make it a lot better. And eventually I think I'll probably be able to work, because I did ask it, like there's an affiliate program or something. Like, I think once we have, like, we get 100, 200, 500 people, it's going to like us as a group because we're going to be bringing some revenue. I mean, obviously OpenAI doesn't need, it's going to be about a $300, $400 billion valuation when it goes public, which I think Elon Musk got into a huge discussion with Sam Altman about that because Elon before he bought Twitter, he pulled out of OpenAI. He was one of the original investors because him and Sam Altman, they were going to build it as a non-profit. And then Sam Altman decided that him and his group want to make it go public. Obviously, now that they know that they're going to be like 10 figures, 9 figures, 8, 12 figures, whatever it is. So yeah, this is great. And like I said, when I started talking about the ecosystem, I didn't think I was going to be, I thought I'd use AI to be, because there's a lot of people still out there discouraged, like, oh, it's not going to do this. There's people out there saying that it can't do what I already have it doing now. What's being done in here right now. That's why I keep wanting I want to go public with this and say, no, we can do it. Yeah, it can do all the stuff that people are saying, because I think a lot of the gurus are out there who, a lot of people are going to lose their market share as a guru, as a mentor or whatever, doing their coaching programs. So like I said, I'm going to say like every day, I put at least 1 or 2 programs in here and have it run it. I built out one of visual chart and had like 10 or 12 different companies, and then I had RCIC. Ours was in the only thing at the time that we had a red X on was user input, because nobody else was doing user input. But user input to us is our DNA. It's all human. Back in April or something, I was talking on a Thursday Zoom. Ari was like, he didn't like what we were gonna do because he wanted to direct it. He wanted to basically still have he wanted to basically run it. Well, now you do. You're teaching it. You're training your system. When you get your subscription, you are training yours, and then you're using all the resources of the organizations, and then you can build off of that, build your own, and you can do all the other stuff. There's all kinds of. I mean, I've done some side stuff. Obviously, I'm helping my friend, this is Restaurant and Evergreen, uh, go through an exclusion hearing with the fire district tomorrow night. So I put a plan together for him. It writes letters. I mean, I literally wrote a letter to the editor, and the editor knows me. It's in my hometown paper, and she's like, "Wow, dude, you really wrote that professionally. I didn't feel like I used AI." She was used to me like handwriting, not handwriting, but using, Microsoft Word. But yeah, it does all your letters. And when you do your lender matching, you can actually have it generate all letters to all your lenders. You can generate text messages that go to them. You can check to see what the legal status of sending that text message. It'll generate your letters. It'll generate your email header, your email conversations. So you can just basically then save them. What I recommend everybody do is just get a USB, and when you're working on your chat GPT, just because right now I got to go through and delete like a lot of stuff in March and April just on my laptop, because I got to start making room for a lot of stuff. Because you already see what I'm creating every day. It's like, and like I said, it's just every day it's going to get smarter. It's going to get more intelligent. It's going to help you, and new people are going to be really happy, when people who haven't even been an associate yet come on board, and they're going to be like, I think this is the best thing out there. I'm, yes, I'm biased, but I put a lot of stuff in this that we've got every strategy in there, sometimes three or four different gurus. I put their strategies in. You put their email in there, it'll go through, it'll pull up their stuff, and it'll start talking about, dude, it finds the complaints. It goes on to bigger pockets to go, this guy had a complaint, nobody refunds and all this stuff. And I'm like, what does it do well? And it tells me what it does well, what it thinks it does well. And then I go, okay, can we add this? Can we add components of this? And we're doing that. We're reverse engineering. And it's not like, there's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff's recycled. Now here, what it is it's all organized in one place. If you got a deal right now and you're not used to that asset class or that strategy, you pull it up. Now you got it, and you can prepare that strategy, and you can have it do all the logic. I put a whole thing in Numbers Don't Lie. It's basically all the math, all the formulas are in there. You can get IRR, cash on cash. You can do all your cost segregation formulas. Every formula is in there. So when you're doing multifamily, you can do all your syndication numbers. You can do your waterfalls and everything. You can do your Form D. You can, it won't fill out the Form D like the SEC requires, but you can organize it to at least be able to go in there and copy and paste. So, because there's some stuff they're never gonna let it do. It does a better job. Like it'll do my picture now when I put it, because I've posted a few times. It made it look a little different, but it looks like a real picture. It's better at creating a fake person than it is at doing a real. And they're trying to protect people. Now it knows me, and I put my ID and I put stuff in there so it knows me. When it knows you, it'll let you do it. But I think they also do a lot of stuff to protect people from fakes and stuff. I think they're OpenAI, Grok, Gemini are all going to be like really safeguarding people, like making sure people can't use it for nefarious. There's enough of those AIs out there that can do that. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Like I said, I think it's awesome, and we got I think it's 7 associates have gotten on since Willie and 6 others. So I think as the next couple of weeks go by the end of the month, people are going to be giving some strong feedback. I mean, Willie's using it all the time now. I think it'll become like people's, especially overnight deal engine. You get 10 deals, go pump them in. It might take you an hour. Press send, go to sleep, catch some Z's, wake up the next morning. While you got your coffee, log on. All your deals are ready. They're already reviewed. All the red flags are checked off. You can choose which offers. It'll prepare your offers. You still got to send them, but you can save all your offers and send them off, and they'll all be written professionally. Yeah. So it's going to be it's going to be a great, I'm pretty happy with it. Which kind of isn't, because 500 hours sitting on a screen doesn't, sometimes I'm a little tired now because it's like, I get the screen, just from being on a screen all day. But it's pretty cool. You guys got any other questions? Like I said, it's just, so I'll be doing this on Wednesday and then Thursday. And then if you want to do a one-on-one just to help you with your own stuff, let me know too. And if you onboard and you want to do that as well, I'll help you. All the associates can do that. We can one-on-one or whatever, make sure everybody's got their stuff in. That way you build your BuyBox, you build your profile, you get embedded, and then you're embedded. You're part of you're part of it. You become part of it.
Nate, I'll reach out tomorrow and try to figure out some time this week. Maybe we can get 30 minutes or something. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be
Really,
good.
this is awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm so blown away by what it's done. And it's nothing yet. You guys are gonna build more of it than I do because we got a collective group of 100, you know, if everybody's on there, it's how much more it's gonna get more powerful. Because like I said, everything you do, Bill, everything Troy does, everything Jesse does, Arliss will, everything that you guys do is just gonna make it better. You know, and we'll be ahead of the game and you'll be like, hey, these numbers are good. How do I know? Because like 100 other people have worked in that market that are in our system. They're pumping the numbers in.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Albert. Thank you.
Yep. Everybody has any questions for me, let me know. Arliss, I can do a one-on-one with you if you want to put your deal in. So, Troy, you got any questions on it?
I'll probably be reaching out because I've been using Chat GPT for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I figured that. I figured you worked. I think you told me that before. So, yeah, we'll get that.
I upgraded. I'm in the paid.
Yeah.
So when I went to the paid over the free, I was like, oh, this is so much better.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be upgrading to the business. Let me make sure I get that link to you too, because you got it. So you just actually need to use that prompt that you subscribe to GP, and I'll make sure you have. It's in the activation playbook. So just download that off the Facebook on the files tab, the activation playbook. It has that prompt. If you put that prompt in there, then it'll give you access to the RCIC. It'll ask me for permission, and then I'll give you permission, and you're in that. Then you got access to everything. So you can get that pretty quick.
All right.
So, all right, cool. All right, everybody, I'll see you guys later. See you. I'll be on Wednesday and I'll be on Thursday. All right.